Strangely exciting to watch the stoic squirt.
Hey everyone, it's Ashlena. Welcome back to my channel. I had the pleasure to hang out on a Zoom call with Francis Doom. He was the artist who covered the song Uninvited by Alanis Morissette. I'm so excited to look into his own work and what else he does in the future. So I hope you enjoy this chat. If you do like his music, or you like his style, you like his voice, or you just want to support an upcoming artist, all his social media links are down below. And I hope you guys enjoy this chat.
Hello?
Hi.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can.
You
Nice and
can't see
clear.
me, right? Let me
Can't
see.
see you. Now I can see you.
Your setup looks so much nicer than mine.
Well, as a YouTuber, you should see my first videos. They're horrible.
It's it's cool to see the evolution though when you like dive back.
Oh yeah, I try not to though.
I
It's the worst when you have to rewatch your own videos. It's not fun for me.
feel that. I feel
Yeah.
that so hard. Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm sorry. I'm just like a little bit waking up.
That's
But
okay. Good
yeah.
morning.
Good morning. I got coffee, so I'll
I,
get
I
the
I believe we're on the same time zone. It's
I know.
11:30.
I know. I'm so
Okay.
ashamed.
Francis Doom wakes up at 11:30 a.m., everyone.
Yeah. And also my eyes look extra tired because I've had a little mishap with my contact lenses.
Ooh, been
Uh,
there.
yeah.
Been there. I just don't wear them anymore, so I'm kind of blind right now. Usually I have my glasses on, but when I film,
I
I just pop them off because I'm so close to the
gotcha.
monitor, I don't really need them. So totally
Yeah.
understandable. This is really just a chat, so don't feel any pressure. This is not a real interview. This is more just me getting to know you, and hopefully your fans can get to know you a little bit more as well. So I'm just so curious because there's really nothing on the internet about you except what you've posted, which is kind of nice.
Mhm.
I'm presuming. So I'm just curious, this whole Francis Doom persona, is this like your real name or is it like your stage name?
So no, my real name is actually Jay.
Okay,
And well, so yeah, it's my stage name. My name is Jay. And a lot of Asians, well, I know Koreans specifically, they have an American name and they have like a Korean name. And so my American name is actually Francisco.
ah,
When I was a kid, they would call me Frankie, which is kind of cool,
that's
but
cute.
as like a dig, they would call me Francis. Like, I mean, not like they, like, but if anyone was trying to get a dig, they would call me Francis in a kid sort of way. And so I never liked the name. And somewhere like when I was like 12 or 11, I just had people start calling me Jay. And so people, like my friends, call me Jay and everything. But when I
Yeah.
started this project, I thought it'd be cool to call it Francis as a callback to the thing that I was sort of, afraid to be.
Yeah.
And Doom just because like the music feels like Doom pop to
Oh
me.
yeah.
Yeah, so
It's a good stage name. I think it's really clever though because or also kind of funny, but when you get to a point where people start like yelling at you on the streets like, "Oh my God, it's Francis." You're gonna be like, "Oh, people are still calling me that."
I mean that's a beautiful problem to have. I would
Yeah,
for people to yell at me on the streets. So if you ever see me on the streets, just yell at me.
I will. Next time I'm in Jersey, I'm just gonna start screaming and see if you're
Awesome.
around.
Awesome.
So you are in New Jersey. Have you lived there your whole life?
Yeah, pretty much. I was born in the Bronx, but came here
Oh my God, just
when
like
I was just a
J-Lo.
baby. Yeah, just like Jay, we have so much in common.
I bet.
Yeah.
All
We're
right,
pretty
that's cool.
cool.
And your whole family is there as well?
Um, yeah, like immediate family.
Yeah.
Like it's like the classic immigrant story, where my mom and dad came here. And so like all my cousins and uncles are all in Korea. Like I don't really know them. But yeah, so just immediate family.
All right, that's cool. And do they know what you're doing with the music stuff? Like, do they know you've kind of gone viral on TikTok? Do they even know what that means?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think once like in my like early mid 20s, once my dad sort of like saw that I didn't make it, he was just sort of like checked out. He was like, All right, man, you do you. I mean, there was this point of like, no, you can't do music. It's not a
Mm.
viable option. Um, Classic Korean. And then there was a point of like, well, you're clearly gonna do it no matter what I say. So, you do you. And so yeah, no, but not I make it sound like so negative, but yeah, no, these days I think he's a little bit checked out. I should tell him.
You should. I would love to know his response if he's just like, sure, whatever, or if he's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Because, when you have someone in your family, and I get these stories a lot from bands where their parents are like, oh, don't do music because you're never going to get anywhere. But
Yeah.
once they get somewhere, they're either like, yeah, sure, okay, I don't know what that means, but let me know when you make $1 zillion. Or
Right.
it's like just very excited, going to find all the reactions to people. I have like the band Sleep Theory, if you know them.
Yeah.
The bassist, I think, yeah, the bassist dad, he comments on every one of my videos and he's just such a proud like
That's
dad. And I was like,
awesome.
that's
I
so
love
cute.
that.
So I hope that for you. I really do.
I love that. That's really sweet.
Yeah. So I want to talk about your Alanis cover. I know it kind of came about because I believe someone asked you to cover it. I think people were just kind of bombarding you with songs to cover.
Yeah. Like once in a while I'll just do like a little snippet of a cover and honestly if it's a song there could be a million requests to do a song. And if I don't like love this song, I'm just not gonna do it
Of course.
because I don't see what I could bring to it. But that just happens to be a song that I love, like a song that it's like it's not like a metal song, but for me, it's like heavier than like a lot of metal songs. Like there's like songs in like the pop pantheon
Hmm.
that I find heavy. And I grew up a metal kid, hardcore kid. So, but I just remember specifically like being in the car with my friends, like who were all metalheads, and back in my day, we had it was on the radio, and there was two songs. There was this song, "Uninvited" by Alanis, and the song by Dido, "Here with Me,"
Oh,
and
yeah.
like they both just have like that moment where it like kicks in. I remember like banging my head way too hard, and all my friends looking at me like, "Bro, it's not that
It's not that
heavy."
hard. Yeah.
And I kind of like in that moment was like self-conscious. I was like, "Oh yeah, you're right." But you know what? No, like it is that hard. It is that heavy. Like because for me what makes something hard or heavy or really hit is not even the moment. It's all the moments leading up to that moment, you know? Something can only be as heavy as the moments leading up to it. Like if I just came at you with boom, like it just wouldn't feel um quite the same as if I built you up to it. And I feel like those some pop songs do that really well, like those two do. Yeah.
Very true. Yeah, I was going to ask if you knew the song beforehand. I'm sure like Alanis is, worldwide known, but as like a Canadian artist, it's interesting to see someone cover Uninvited and not like Ironic or, one of those more popular songs. But
Yeah.
yeah, I Uninvited is one of my favorite Alanis songs. So when I saw like the buzz and you just kind of popped up on my TikTok feed, I was like, oh, someone's covering Uninvited. Finally, like here it is. And then I heard your like snippet of your voice and I was like, oh, this is serious. Your
Um,
voice, as I'm fanning out now, your voice is immaculate. It's so
Thank you so
beautiful.
much.
And the thing
You're
is, it's
yeah.
so different than anything out there right now. Like I could pinpoint you on the radio. I'd be like, oh, that's Francis. Like your voice is so distinguished and just it's so nice.
Thank you. That means a lot. I mean, your video, you just have such a sweet energy about you,
Oh,
and
thanks.
it just you seem like the type of person that loves music for all the right reasons. Which sounds stupid, but people, especially when it comes to like reviewers, like they're just, sometimes it's just like trying to jump on a song that's like really big in the moment, but like here
Yeah.
you are just like reviewing a nobody and your reaction was so pure. It just like made my day. I don't know, it's hard
Oh,
to
thanks.
describe.
I'm
I'm doing the
glad it
best.
did. The thing with me is I started my YouTube channel because I felt as a new mom back then, I was missing out on all these new artists and new bands that were coming out. And I was like, you know what? I should just start reacting to music because I've seen reactors do it and they're not honest. They're not, they're always saying every song is amazing. And all the
Right,
comments
right.
are the same. And I was like, I'm going to tell you when I hate something. I'm going to tell you when a song sucks. But again, it's my personal opinion. If you love the song, I'm happy for you, etc. But I just love reacting to smaller bands that I find that I feel like are just so good, and I just want to push them as much as I can and help them as much as I can, even from someone who is also a nobody. If I can just make someone else a fan, my job is done. Sharing
That's
music for me is love. It's a form of love. I say it all the time. And
yeah.
if I can say, hey, I found this, I think it's amazing. Do you like it as well? And if a lot of my subscribers have heard your cover and are obsessed with it, and I was like, see, that's why I do this, because I'm just sharing the music, man. That's all I want to do.
It's like, yeah, it's the best reason, and I appreciate you so much for that.
Yeah, no problem.
And like, it's funny, like your compliments on my voice. It's like, people have said like you should go on like The Voice, and it's like,
Mm,
okay, I need you to understand, like, I'm not like a singer in the way that like I appreciate that people like the timbre of my voice,
yes,
but I've never saw myself as a singer. I saw myself as a songwriter and someone that happens to sing
sure.
his songs, right? There's like a difference. And some of my favorite singers are they fall into that category where like they're not gonna win the voice. But I
Hmm.
love their voice and they're not doing or maybe they're not even capable of doing these like riffs that like people that really know how to sing
Sure.
are able to do. So it's just like it's kind of like funny hearing people enjoy my voice so much because I just never saw myself as a singer.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries. I honestly, if I was on The Voice and I was sitting down and I heard your voice, I would have turned around in a hot second. I wouldn't even, the first note that came out of your mouth, my chair would have been turned. And that show irks me because people wait so long. And I'm like, they're really good. Turn your chair. And then I feel like they have a rule, like an unwritten rule, that you can't turn your chair around too fast. I think that's a thing
Maybe,
because
yeah.
they're missing out on some good singers. But yeah, I would turn my chair for you. Would you win? I would hope so.
I mean, to be honest, I don't even deserve to win. Like, I'm just not that person. Like, and there's people that like I think are objectively good singers that I don't
Hmm.
really enjoy. Like just
Yeah.
like the tone of their voice, nothing wrong.
Yeah. No, I'm
Like you
the
said,
same.
it's all subjective,
Yep.
and to me, it's just the color of their voice or even their choices, I
Hmm.
don't like. But it doesn't mean they're making wrong choices. It's
Of
just their
course.
choices.
Yeah, there's a lot of artists I listen to or react to because subscribers want me to. And I'm like, listen, this is a great singer, but their music is not for me.
Right.
If they were doing something different, I would probably dig it. But this music, I just can't do it. Like, I just
Yeah.
can't get into it. But their voice is incredible. And it just like, it
Yeah.
frustrates me that they're choosing this path. But again, it's their path, not my
Yeah.
opinion. It's just my opinion,
I
right?
mean,
So,
I feel that way about like even beyond the voice. Like there's bands that I'm like their sonic palette. I'm
mm,
just like that is so like they made such interesting choices and their the sound, the actual just sonics of their instruments or what they
yeah,
decided I'm like in love with and yet I'm just like I just wish they made better songs. So like I mean those are just like
I get it.
that's why your favorite bands are your favorite bands because they
Yeah.
somehow cater to your specific taste. I mean, not that they cater to your taste, but they happen to make all the choices that sort of jive with.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So, what are some of your favorite bands or artists
um,
or singers?
yeah, I've sort of become that cliche of like uh, middle-aged man that like listens to what he's always listened to, like
Oh,
when he was like
I'm the
coming up.
same. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
But like Radiohead is like my favorite band.
Amazing.
They're I think it's like kind of um it's unparalleled as far as their longevity of artistic innovation and relevance. Like I can't think of another band, even like the Beatles, like as amazing as they are and iconic as they are, it's the longevity that sort of
Yeah.
like is unparalleled with Radiohead. But yeah, so they're like my favorite band and Sigur Rós, like they definitely shaped who like my taste and my like choices even to this day. But yeah, those two definitely come to mind as like my
Nice.
favorites. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny. The Beatles just won a Grammy this year, and I was like, how does that work? I'm like, you guys are just never gonna leave the music scene, and I love that.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Also another like I grew up on like my two favorite bands growing up were Smashing Pumpkins
Nice.
and Deftones.
Oh, so
Um,
good.
yeah, those are like
So
I mean,
good.
yeah.
I just saw the Pumpkins for the first time live, like I think it was last year. Don't judge me. I go to like a
Oh,
thousand
that's awesome.
shows, but the
Yeah.
Pumpkins I always miss out on for some reason. And they opened for Green Day,
Mhm.
and I was more ecstatic for the Pumpkins doing
Yeah.
their opening set than Green Day's whole show, even though their show was insane. I was just like, oh, the Pumpkins, though, they were just so good. Even though they're not in their prime, it was still kind of
Yeah.
iconic to see them live for the first time.
Yeah. And the unfortunate thing about the human voice is that it just wears. It
Oh,
gets
yeah.
thinner and you could always get a new guitar, but you just can't get a new
Right?
vocal cord. And so like yeah, clearly he doesn't sound like he used to, but that's
No.
okay. I mean, they are in this sort of sweet spot, and they've been for the last couple of years where somewhere in the middle there, I remember hearing about people going to see them and being really disappointed because they would basically just do self-indulgent jam sessions on
Mm,
stage to think like we're so great we don't even have to give the fans what they want. We'll just
yeah.
like do whatever and it'll be good enough. But it seems like their last decade even they're just like no, we appreciate the fans. We no longer take them for granted and we're
Yeah.
gonna give them the songs that they want and not just do like masturbatory bullshit on stage.
I'm glad they didn't do
So
that.
yeah, yeah. So yeah. When I saw them, and it was a couple years ago, it was so great. Like they, even though like maybe like his voice is just like not at the very peak of what
Sure.
it used to be. I would rather what I saw, which is just like all the songs that I love, all the songs that I love that weren't big.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, they're a great band. I'm just curious if you are to do another cover, or is there a cover that you want to do, but you just don't think you can do it justice? But I'm here to tell you you're wrong, even though I don't know what song it is. I'm just curious if
Um,
there's something on your list that you would want to cover.
well, so. Some of the songs that I think like, oh, I should cover this. The reason why I think I should cover it is because I feel like I could bring something different. Definitely not better,
Sure.
different. But if someone that did it that's like in the same sort of like tonality, I mean, which is why I like covering females because
Mm,
it's just going to be different just by the nature of the register that
of
I'm doing,
course.
right? Um, I could never do Alanis better than Alanis, but I could just do it in this other way. And
Yeah.
so. Nothing Compares to You by
Mm.
Sinead O'Connor. Someone brought that up, and I'm like, and I'm immediately reminded of Chris Cornell's
Oh my
version.
God, so good.
Did you hear it?
I'm a
It's
huge Chris Cornell fan.
and so okay, so the gender thing doesn't really work in my favor because a guy did do it, and there's
Hmm.
just no way that I'm gonna touch that.
Sure.
So that's one that I'm getting requested a lot, and I'm just like, nah. Like, there's this because I could do it an octave lower, but then it's
Hmm.
gonna feel like a cop out. I just want to be Chris Cornell in that moment,
I think
and
everybody
there's
wants
no
to be Chris
way.
Cornell.
Yeah, there's just no way that I can. Also, there's a thing of like I don't want to be known for just covers,
Of course, no.
um, so yeah, I think I have to be a little bit strategic about
Yeah,
like
be very picky and don't do them very often. But
yeah,
when you do it, it will be nuts. That's for sure, depending on what you do. I do have a recommendation that I
yeah.
think you would kill this.
What
Have
you
you
got?
ever, I'm sure, I don't know if you're like a Disney person, but I'm obsessed with
Damn.
Disney music, not so
Yeah.
much movies. But Once Upon a Dream is such a crazy song, but Lana Del Rey covered it. And
Um,
the way she covered it, but with your voice, like I literally had the connection while I was listening to your song, and I was just like, oh my God, if he sang this, I would die because it would be so low. So
man.
if you get a chance, listen to her
Yeah.
cover of it, and maybe you can do it one day in the near
So
future.
she already did like this like crazy spin on a classic. I feel like a lot of my decisions would be like similar to
Hmm.
Lana's as far as not like vocally, but
Yeah.
instrumentally and the sonic palette of the
Yeah.
instruments and everything. So I feel like then it would just be like a
It might be the
karaoke
same.
version
Yeah,
of
I get
Lana
that.
just an octave lower or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, but I am a Disney kid. I love or yeah, love Disney.
Yeah.
The classics, you know. But yeah, that's a good suggestion. I
Yeah.
like that.
Really anything you can do. So I'm
Yeah,
just here for it. I'm gonna just watch everything you do anyway, so it's fine. You
I
just
appreciate
choose whatever makes you happy.
that. Yeah, I appreciate that.
So I'm curious how like your love for music started. Like when was that pivotal moment where you're like, I want to do music?
It was pretty early on. I mean, my motivations might have changed throughout the years. When you're really young, you just
Sure.
kind of want to be cool um and so, but like like I want to say like 9 or like 10, 8, like somewhere in that point, I'm like, I remember playing these chords and it was chords that I had like made up, but and I remember singing a melody and I remember having words and I'm like, oh, I just like wrote a little song. It was so bad, but I wrote a little song and it was like about things that I had no idea about because I was like 8 or 9.
Hmm.
And but it just sort of parroting my heroes, which at the time ironically was Boys to Men. Um
Iconic.
I
Yeah.
so I still love them.
Yep.
But yeah, so at an early on I kind of like adopted it as an identity even. Like this is my thing. And it made me feel, like I had a purpose even then. And I feel like that's always been the case even from that point. Yeah.
Well, I can't hate on that. I'm a huge like pop R&B girl as well. So Boys to Men,
Yeah, so good.
so good
Like
thing.
what, and also what a great introduction into things like harmony.
Yes, yeah. Especially like when all the boy bands started popping out after that. You got your NSYNCs, you got your Backstreet Boys, and
Mhm.
then you were hearing five-part harmonies, and you're just like, damn, that's people
Yeah.
can do this with their voices. Like this is insane.
And I remember like singing like the lyrics about like I'll make love to you. I'm
Yeah.
like, I have no idea what that means, but it
No,
sounds so good. And I
it
remember my
sounds
mom
so
was like,
good.
"What are you saying?" Like, it's like, "Don't say that." And I'm like, "What? You're like making like love's a good thing. Like you're making it. I don't
Yeah,
know."
you're just creating something, mom.
Yeah. I couldn't like conceptualize why that was bad, but
Oh God, that's so great. What are your parents' memories of your music journey? Like when did they notice you were turning into like a little metalhead? Did they notice the changes from like
yeah,
boy to
definitely.
rocker?
And especially back then too, I was really going for shock value,
Oh,
so I
love
didn't make
that.
it easy on them. Like new metal was big and I was just like, embarrassingly, like I ruined every family photo with my
Love it.
bullshit.
That
Um, I like, I refused to smile because no, I don't think I was miserable. I mean, definitely some teenage angst, but really, I don't know. Maybe I thought I was being cool.
hmm.
And I look at every family photo where I'm like scowling in, and I just want to like
Oh,
punch that kid. Like, fucking relax, bro. It's not that serious.
probably just needed a hug.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, and they were definitely like, oh shit, like they're very religious, so they probably
Okay.
thought I was taken hold by the devil or
Oh dear
something.
Jesus.
But yeah, no, it was a struggle. But yeah,
And you
you
have
know,
siblings, right?
I have an older brother, yeah.
And what's his like musical taste in comparison?
So he actually he has informed my taste quite a bit.
Okay.
My I so you know he's always been like the mediator between me and my parents. Like um there's a huge language barrier. Like I my Korean is horrible. Their
Hmm.
English was always bad. And so my brother who was born in Korea, unlike me, he was always sort of the mediator. And so he showed me the Pumpkins. He showed me Sigur Rós.
Mm.
When I was just sort of interested in things that screamed, he was like, "Okay, cool. Like this has distorted guitars, but it also has melody."
Hmm.
And I remember hearing Mayonnaise. That was my introduction into the Pumpkins.
Yeah.
And being like, "Oh, this is like beautiful. I guess I like beautiful. I guess I'm into beautiful. I guess I'm not just into angry." And yeah, he's definitely informed who I am as an artist today, and yeah, thankful for
I
that.
love that. Yeah, it's interesting because like I have an older sister and I was very into like the rock and the metal and all of that new metal stuff, but I also loved pop and R&B. I loved it all. And she was very reggae, pop, like rap, that.
Mm.
So we were super opposite. So I'm always curious when someone has a sibling and they're into a certain type of sound, like what their sibling kind of listens to, because I feel like it shapes you in a little bit.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, he listened to some not great stuff too. Like listen to
Oh, I
Hootie and the
feel
Blowfish.
you.
I don't know if you remember Hootie and the Blowfish, but
Oh, Lord.
yeah, yeah. But
My mom used to listen to.
yeah. I mean, if that's his embarrassing guilty pleasure,
I
it's
love
so
it.
much better than my embarrassing guilty
Well,
pleasures.
now you have to tell me one of your guilty band listenings. Like you have to.
Well,
Don't ever feel guilty. I don't.
yeah, it's just um, I don't want to throw shade on any bands, but like I said, I got really into new metal, and
Yeah.
so when you think about some of the sort of bands from that era that maybe don't age so well,
Mm,
particularly like UFO pants wearing
gotcha.
band, or yeah, like I don't know. I was just into anything that was angry and not really interested in the sort of craft of music by any means. But I will say though, one band that survived new metal and is thriving is Deftones because
Yeah.
they refuse to be like they refuse to go all in on one thing. They refuse to say we are new metal. This
Yep.
is what we are. They were just like new metal fans like us. There's some crossover, but we also do this and this and that.
Hmm.
That diversity and sound, it really does help one's legacy.
Yeah, their music is insane. I don't even know what kind of category to put them in, to be fair. It's just like they're Deftones. That's it. And
Yeah,
you have those bands who do new songs, and I'm like, oh, that sounds like Deftones.
yeah, yeah.
Because you just can't put it into a genre.
And I love this new generation of like kids. I never thought it would happen like that. Like I just
Hmm.
figured there would be a new Deftones, but
Yeah.
really it's just kids finding Deftones, like
Yeah.
and enjoying it the same way I enjoyed it when I was coming up, and it actually warms my heart quite a bit because I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit, like that's like dope, and also just to know that Deftones, um, like financially, like that they're making that they're like
They're
still
doing very good.
still doing it, and like
Yeah.
that makes me happy because they seem like the coolest dudes, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
they're performing here in Toronto. We're building a new venue. It's like an outdoor, ginormous venue.
oh, awesome.
And they're performing with System of a Down.
Oh,
And
nice.
it's so expensive. I was like, yeah, I'll just stand outside and listen.
But that's the downside of yeah, that's the
I
downside of
couldn't
when bands.
believe the price. I was like, it's System of a Down and Deftones. Like, that's iconic, but
I
I don't
know.
think I want to pay $700 a ticket. Like, I'm good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So they're doing great because it's sold out.
Right. Good for them.
Yeah,
Not
great.
good for me, but whatever.
Not
Yeah.
great for me, but it's
Fuck me, right?
okay. So I'm curious, like, what do you consider success for yourself when you get to a certain point in your career? Because I'm assuming you're going to continue making music, you're going to continue promoting yourself. What do you think success looks like for you?
Um, yeah, yeah. The bar of success, I feel like it gets a little lower throughout your life,
You're like,
right? When you're like 12, you're like, my success is world domination, and
yeah,
everyone's gonna love me. And then you're like 18, you're like, you know what? Like, if I could just go on tour and just be happy, that'd be dope. And then you get older, you're like, you know what? If I could just like, change one person's day, like,
right? I feel
it's
you.
sort of like as reality and your, I guess, demise gets closer and closer, your bar gets lower and lower. But
Yeah,
and because time gets shorter and shorter. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, but I guess really like what success has always been is like, does the thing I do that I love to do, can it make enough money to sustain what I do? Basically, I
sure.
mean, to where that I could do it because, if I had to work a full-time job doing something else, it would severely hinder the thing that I love to do. So
Yeah,
that to me has always been success. I mean, everything else would be a cherry on top. But yeah, just the ability to do it because like, in my early 20s, maybe I would have said something to people, and I have said things to people where I cringe now.
mm,
But I have said like, just like, find what you love and just chase. It's like that thing. It's like
yeah,
I sound so pampered because
Mm,
some people don't have that luxury. Some people don't like some people have bills to pay like from an early age and
yeah,
they weren't able to chase this dream because they had to work their asses off to live. And so that reality it's a reality that that I sort of like I don't know, maybe I'm like embarrassed that I ever said that to anyone because everyone has their own reality, you know.
it's okay.
What were we talking about again?
We'll make sure those things get retracted. I just want to know now that you're older, and I feel like you're still in your 20s, correct?
No, I'm actually
30s?
yeah,
Like early 30s.
almost 40.
Okay, same. I'm gonna be 40 next
No
month.
way. You look great.
Yeah. Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, we're running out of time here. I might
Dude,
have
you're like
to.
dying.
I feel like my Zoom meeting is gonna end in
Oh, you you
yeah,
meant
my
like when you got
yeah, I
tired.
know. I'm like my Zoom meeting's like you have 10 minutes left. Get your shit together, Ash. I'm like,
Okay.
sorry. Okay, I don't want to rush you, but my question was really just what is your level of success now?
What is it or what do I
What do you, it's up to you. You answer it how you want to answer it, whatever makes
Okay.
you feel more comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like certainly not by any societal like societal standards,
Hmm.
I might not be a success. But uh, according to the standards that I laid out, somewhere in my 20s probably, of like, does the art sustain the art? I'm kind of there, So, yeah. Actually, no, I mean, because I don't I don't just pay my rent with Francis Doom stuff, I
Sure.
make music for like commercials, and so like, does music fund my life? And it
Yeah.
does, and so I'm very happy.
Good. I'm
Yeah,
glad to hear that. I still have a corporate job, and this is my second job. But,
that's awesome.
you've honestly, I have to say, like, you've inspired me because I assumed you were much, much younger than I was. So this has inspired me because I've always wanted to release music. I've always been very reluctant to. But I feel like, if
Interesting.
Francis Doom can go out there and just put something out there and people, if you can find, I know you have so many fans now that are obsessed with your voice. Trust me, I get all the comments on my video that I did for you. I just feel like I should just do it. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And at least I have a backup plan.
I mean, why not, right? Like,
Right?
in this day and age of the internet, for all of its negativities, like
Yeah.
the fact that you can just put out a video of music or whatever, and it's going to be heard by at least 100 people, at least 200
At
people. Like,
least. Yeah.
that's like mind blowing
It's crazy.
when you think about like having to be in a van, drive cross country to play with like three
Mm.
people in a venue, and you're like, this is just how we have to get our music out.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it would be ridiculous not to. For me, having gone through all that, having this thing at my fingertips now, to not use it, to market music or yeah. So it's just we live in a pretty interesting time, and so I recommend that you do it. And if you have any questions, like
Oh, thank
recording
you.
stuff or like production stuff, like please hit me up. I love helping people with this stuff
Oh, I
because
appreciate it.
I know so little about everything else that when it comes to this stuff, I like jump at the opportunity to like I'm like, oh, I know the answer to this. I can
Yeah.
help you. And so, yeah.
Well, I don't, do you have a YouTube channel?
Yes. Yeah. The
Okay,
Francis
great.
students.
Well,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you need any help, let me know.
Oh,
I'm a
yeah.
professional now.
Yeah. Yeah, for
But
sure.
I'm not the greatest at TikTok because I don't see a point in TikTok because Canadians don't make any money from it anyway. So I just post just to help people move to
Mm.
my YouTube channel. But I
Wait, you
really
said what
appreciate
doesn't make
that.
any money from it?
So TikTok, you know how they have the creator program?
Uh-huh.
So Canadians don't get that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
I
Okay.
know.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah. So a lot like every Canadian person you see on TikTok literally makes nothing, even if they have a million views. It's
Interesting.
so sad.
Huh.
Yeah. 'Tis life.
Yeah. I wonder why that is. That's
It's probably because we're Canadian. Well, it was lovely talking to you.
You too.
I'm so happy I found you. I just think you're such a, like, you seem like the nicest human being. I wish you all the success, and I really am looking forward to what you do next.
Thank you. Let's do this again. You're awesome to talk to, and I love
Yeah.
your channel. I love your authenticity, and yeah, same. I'm looking forward to see
Awesome.
what you do.
Oh, I appreciate that. All right. We'll keep in touch and we'll talk soon.
Awesome. Bye.
All right, bye.